Opinions, viewpoints, and beliefs presented on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the management, the affiliates and broadcast partners, or the sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Scarefest Radio, the radio you can see.
And hello and welcome everyone to another fun-filled episode, another Friday night of frivolity, Scarefest TV. And yes, and by the way, okay, first of all, I'll go ahead and bring Chad in. My co-host, my lovely and talented co-host for the night, Mr. Chad Harlan. And everybody, now you'll notice I'm not wearing a Hawaiian shirt. Do you know why that is, Chad?
You didn't get your laundry done?
No, I have plenty of shirts. You don't have to have laundry done in this house to have a Hawaiian shirt. They're like stacked in the bed, the other bedroom. No, it's because of my purse. It is such a chore to change shirts with this strappy wire 10-pound bra support purse that I didn't want to do it.
We'll get you a leg strap for it.
It actually does have a belt hook I probably should use, but I don't know. You know, I don't even know what good that would do. See, the little belt hook, everybody. Can you imagine having, this would be like carrying, okay, like an assault weapon on your belt. Not a pistol. I mean, this is like 5 or 10 pounds here. This is much heavier than any of the sidearms that I've ever packed around anyway. Welcome, everybody. We do have three celebrity announcements tonight, and beyond that, we're just me and Chad are winging it tonight. We're winging it. I have invited like damn near every guest that we've announced so far onto the show, and none of them have got back to me, Chad. None of them.
I've reached out to some too, and nobody's returning my messages either. So nobody wants to hang out with us, Wes.
Yeah, you're just right. That's just all there is to it. I can't. Well, actually, one of them in particular, certain Felicia Rose, for example, she stays so busy. I don't think she's even home to answer messages. So yeah. So anyway, in the chat room, yes, Jake, I'm still wearing the bra. I went in Monday for my checkup. Well, actually, I went in Friday. They did the test. Went in Monday. And they told me, nope, no change. You gotta wear the bra. So I'm stuck in it for another 60 days, 2 months. And yeah, it pissed me off. By the way, did you know that, my blood pressure Monday when I had my doctor's appointment was the highest that it's been since I got out of the hospital. And I think it's because I was so fucking mad that they had already told me by phone. The lab had already called and said, nope, you got to wear that for another 2 months. And then,
that's probably it.
And so anyway, so that is the actual thing, people. If you do not go into the doctor's office angry. But otherwise, it's all good.
We're going to have to get some goats for the farm so you can do the yoga with goats.
Why do I need goats to do yoga?
It's a thing.
It might be, but
yoga with goats is a thing.
I actually have seen that. See now the nurse in the crowd wants to know what my blood pressure was. It was 131 or 130.
I forget what the
79, 80.
Yeah.
But it's been down. Actually, my blood pressure is consistently running now in the 110 over roughly 70 area. 110 over 70. And that's where they want it. That's where they tell me they want it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, but the doctor, because that's the thing. Doctors have to give you this whole speech if you come in and you're not it. They think you're not responding to medicine and all that stuff. Anyways, I got a big speech. And I'm watching the chat room, everybody. I want to do like TikTok yoga. Have you ever TikTok searched yoga girl in TikTok?
I have not.
You need to do that.
I had to get rid of TikTok, Wes. It's a China spying app.
Oh well, you and your government phone.
That's right.
Your taxpayer subsidy. Hey, what state was it? The entire state was just outlawing it. Was it Montana?
I don't know. I know several states have talked about it, but I don't see how you.
How does that even work? Yeah, that's what I'm.
I don't know.
I mean, I understand. Government can say, "Hey, if we're going to pay the phone bill, don't put shit on."
Can't have it. Yeah.
Right. I get that, but I don't understand how a state can just pass a law. And I mean, what do they do if they catch you with TikTok on your phone?
I don't have any idea. I assume it's a highly symbolic act, but who knows?
Felony, fucking felony, punishable by 10 years. 10 years, just because you wanted to search for yoga girl.
What's probable cause? Seeing you do one of the dances out in public, you had to learn it from the app, so now we can search your phone.
That's where I learned to twerk, so don't knock it. Anyway, yeah, this is going to be the timber tonight of the entire episode, everybody. Just, we're just going to talk about stuff. Okay, I've already told you that. Here's some fun trivia for you. I brought this up last week, but I'm going to follow up on it now. Last week or two. I was a fan of Elon Musk, okay? I was. He bought Twitter. Running it on like 10 people and a dog. He's got a dog tied up in the office for security. Okay. A couple weeks ago, I go to log in on Twitter, and I talked about it on the show. This big message pops up. Unless you're a premium paid $8 account, whatever it is, you don't get the two-factor authentication. Okay?
Yep.
So today, I couldn't use Twitter. I hadn't been using it. I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and get it cleared up so I can go back to using it. So I go to log in. A little message pops up. I go to turn off two-factor authentication. Do you know what they make you do to turn off two-factor authentication, Chad?
Two-factor authentication.
Exactly. And then after you do it, they email you and tell you what a terrible, terrible decision you made and that you should turn it back on.
For the low price of $12.95 a month or something.
Actually, I think this is just an old email that they haven't updated. It doesn't, but yeah, it said, you can turn it on at any time. So, I think there were some I's that needed to be dotted. And,
it seems like I've seen several stories about some industry stuff that have been very, very active on it, like news organizations that are abandoning it. So it'll be interested to see if they're able to save the ship.
I agree with you. I used to really like Twitter, but because of people like me, it got too spammy. And yes, I'm including myself in it. And it's because the algorithm is fairly easy to predict as far as getting your message in front of people. It's not like Facebook where you got to jump through hoops and eventually just pay somebody to get your message out there. Twitter's a little more predictable. If you put a message up often enough, your followers will see it. That being said, just like me, I've got, on my personal account, I've got like 10,000 followers. I guarantee you, 200 of them probably still use Twitter. Because, people have moved on. They moved on to Facebook. They moved on to TikTok and
Instagram.
Instagram. The Instagram's the one I don't have. I don't have. I haven't wrapped my head around yet. But
It's I kind of left Twitter when it was 90% of my posts were recommended other people to follow. So I don't even mind the ads so much, but it's at some point if I wanted to follow the people, I would have already, and I don't need most of my feed being suggestions. So I kind of pulled away from that venue at that point.
Yeah, now I can't see the name. Somebody just said if I can finally take over Wes's identity.
Jake.
Was that Jake?
Yep.
Well, his name usually pops up. Anyway, Jake, you don't want my identity. They'll
make you wear a bra.
They'll make you wear a bra, and it comes with a buttload of credit card debt. So just so you know. Well, let's. Okay, we got time. But yeah, Twitter, great job on that. The other thing, now last Saturday, some of y'all who followed me on Facebook saw this. I went to the most, and I'll say it, toxically masculine auction I have ever been to. We went, and I went because it was a gun auction, and they were collector's guns for the most part. They were not, there were no ARs. They were mostly either solid. I wasn't really dove hunting. A lot of shotguns, but rare to nifty guns. But this guy, we pulled up, and I knew it wasn't the best section of town, but
that's why I had all the guns.
I'll put it this way. I am surprised nobody burned his house down just to get to them. And I don't wish terrible luck on anybody, but everyone, I was not exaggerating. The personal property, now say his family kept some of his personal property, but the personal property that they actually put outside for you to bid on, I'd say if you had walked up with $200-300 cash and waved it at the auctioneer before the thing started, she would have said, load it all up. He had mismatched kitchen chairs that needed to be painted. But there was a pattern. After you watched it a while, you realized this was a guy living his best life. He didn't give a crap about any of that. His guns were immaculate. And
I had a different theory.
What's that?
It sounds like a guy who went through a divorce. She got all the furniture and furnishings, and he kept his gun collection and then went to Goodwill and bought some furniture.
No, this stuff did not rise to the Goodwill level, Chad. I got more of the impression that, now that was never brought up. I kind of thought maybe, because he was elderly, I thought maybe he was a widower. I didn't ask. It might have been a divorce.
I'd say he was a widower.
But I think he was a widower. But I think as the years went on, and I'm sure his family, like I said, they kept the good stuff that he'd probably kept from when his wife lived there. But you can tell the stuff that he had was basically stuff he'd picked up at auctions and yard sales. Had some man cave stuff. Actually, I did have a couple of nifty liquor dispensers, not decanters, people. Liquor dispensers. One of them was like a big gas pump that that looked like the old, and yeah, you had to pump the gas out of it. I almost came home with that, but somebody wanted that. They knew him and they wanted that as a keepsake because apparently he did use it, and I did not get a gun, by the way. Some of them went pretty stupid. So.
Yeah, that's the way those auctions tend to work. Is people don't make great decisions under pressure.
Well, that's true.
A lot of times.
We used to have a regular one down here, and actually I got a few bargains. Most, I would say I got them worth the money, and that's where I started my collection. But I'm wanting a good old fashioned 30-30 now. That's my next gun on my shopping list. I'm not going for anything fancy, but I don't have a lever action, and I think that would be a nice display piece. And if needed in the zombie apocalypse, it is a handy one to have around.
I did come home with a carload of stuff for $13.
Yes, one item in particular, everybody. I am one item away now from having my Wolverine cosplay done. And that only is Anita's. She will not give me her old bathrobe.
Can I buy you another one?
No, it has to be an old tacky one. Buy you a new one and give me the old
Mine is
ratty one.
Now we're back to Goodwill.
Well, I can do that.
I don't
Mine looks. I put the dogs out in the morning, and the calf slobbers on me while I'm putting the dogs out.
Well, I would wash it though before I came to Scarefest. Don't get me wrong, everybody.
But you can't get calf slobber stains out of a pink bathrobe.
Now Sharon, I might need yours. I might. Sharon Sutton loaned me her bathrobe for Scarefest 2022, and yes,
And it was a beauty.
It was a beautiful one, but it was just really a little too nice for the occasion. So what I'm really wanting to get one that's well worn, really ratty, slightly pink. Did that even start out pink, or is it faded purple?
It was pink. It was
Okay.
pink, but I've had one too many calves
But,
slobbering and sucking on my sleeve.
Basically everybody, I got the walker. If anybody's been following my Wolverine cosplay, I was needing a walker, and I have one now, and $1.
And Anita has 4 washboards.
And I'll bet I use that walker before she uses those
Yeah.
washboards. Okay, everybody, we're gonna do our commercial break, and we'll come back and bullshit some more, and we will have our celebrity announcement at the 9:30 mark. See you in a minute.
Horror, movies, fans, for life. On Facebook, find us. For watch parties, for news, for memes, for friends, for life. Horror movie fans for life. Join us.
And welcome back, everybody, to Scarefest TV. I'm sitting here with Chad Harlan, and we're just bullshitting. Now, those of you who are following my escapades in my electric bra and purse, I set it off again last night. And it might be this. I need to find out. We need to take a marker and mark these because so I know which one's which. It came undone during the night, and then when it loses contact with you, the little alarm goes off. But apparently, it is smart enough to know. Don't shock the motherfucker. Just tell him to get up and put his bra back on, because I have yet to be electrified.
Yeah, we've set it off 3 times. Twice in his sleep he has undone it, and then the other day on the way to therapy, one of the little contact things flipped up, so the alarm's going off that it's not in contact, not in contact, not in contact. Right before he got in the car, which scared the shit out of me, so I am stripping him in the yard.
I was gonna say, the car's metal. Make sure you get clear of it before he gets shocked. We don't want that getting used secondary.
Okay. Now I have how would I put this without sounding like a lazy bum? In respect of my doctors, I am allowing myself a little more free time than I used to. So I'm basically getting to watch a lot more TV. I have watched the Hatfield. Has anybody in the chat room seen the Hatfields and McCoys with Kevin Costner and that bunch? Have you seen it, Chad?
Yeah, years ago when it first came out.
Yeah, it's like 10 years old, 12 years old.
Yeah.
We have
My family's from that area, so I had to watch it.
We have got to go back and start doing election day that way again. I'm sorry, but setting up the keg and shooting guns and having knife fights, that's what America's all about. That is what the country is missing.
Next election day, Wes, I'll pick you up. I'll take you and show you some places where it does still go like that.
Cool. But yeah, it was it was Monday we binge watched that, wasn't it? We went out. I worked my ass off that morning. I actually spent almost 4 hours on my feet, chasing cows and working on the farm. And we came in, and I was tired. But that had nothing to do with my heart. That had to do with my 60-year-old feet. And so I said, well, let's just sit here and watch a little TV. And we sat and we binge watched that entire show.
It was a good show. They did a good job with it.
I actually looked up because I thought they decided that the numbers of people credited with dying in the whole thing was overstated. And one article did say it might be, but quite a few people died regardless. But really the only thing I read was that the lawyer character, that was completely wrong. And that's because he was actually already married. And so he apparently didn't spend his entire life chasing the young stuff. So
I knew there was some poetic license in it. I remember when we watched it, there was some stuff that wasn't exactly right, but
there's always
movie out of it.
Yeah, there's always gonna be, but apparently that one character was the only one that everybody else said, yeah, he was kind of a douche, or yeah, he killed people, but yeah, apparently the lawyer character, that one was wrong, but otherwise, but it was there you go. There's my recommendation for the week. Go on. I think it's on Hulu. No, it's Prime. Prime or Hulu one.
I was gonna say I thought I saw it on Netflix, but it may have been Hulu.
Yellow. Yeah, somebody else told me I gotta watch Yellow Jackets. I'm gonna
I've
write
heard
that
good
down.
things about it. I haven't watched it yet.
Yellow Jackets. Let me check on that. I watched Night Agent. Night Agent. Has anybody in the chat room watched Night Agent? And because I have a question for you. I actually have a question because Chad hasn't seen it. But I have a question for anybody in the chat room who has watched the show on Netflix, Night Agent. Okay, now if you haven't heard of it, then that means you haven't turned on...
Christina likes it. Christina Brink.
Okay. Christina. Okay, Christina. I need... Did you notice that the star, the protagonist, the hero of the show, looked like he had a skull in his mouth the entire time he did the show? Or was that just me? See, I just want to know if anybody else watched that show going, when's he going to spit? I'm doing it. And I grew up around this stuff, so I recognize that little lip motion where you pop it away from the bad tooth over to the good side.
The sword gum. You got to move it every once in a while. But nobody spits anymore, Wes. So, I mean...
Oh my God, you don't swallow that crap,
Yes,
do you?
she said she kept telling her husband that he looked like he had dip in or lip injections.
See?
Yeah,
See? I did, thank you. I did not imagine it. I did not imagine that. And everybody, And like I say, it wasn't just the shape of his lip. I'd overlook that. But I'm serious. You'd catch scenes, and he'd do that little bite in the bottom lip thing. And maybe he's doing it to be sexy. Who knows? Maybe he was doing it to be sexy. But
I've never heard anybody compare having a dip into being sexy. I'm not sure. If you're trying to be sexy, that's not a good way to go.
Now, Chad, you're forgetting your roots. You're forgetting your roots.
I dipped for 20 years. Nobody ever told me it was a good look.
Those guys all had. All I can tell you is I know that the guys that did chewing tobacco and dipped had just as hot a women as any of the rest of us.
Who, as soon as they were alone, started yelling at them, telling them to quit.
Now, when they pick up the Mountain Dew bottle, that's when they say. That's when they start yelling.
Or spill it on her.
Okay, we're going to do announcements now just because I've kind of blown through all my notes here. Although I did start watching Beef. I did start watching Beef on Netflix. It's good, but somebody else talked like it was the end-all be-all of streaming TV, and I haven't seen that yet. But it's kind of neat.
I haven't even heard of that one yet.
It starts out with a road rage incident, and it's basically, it's very psychological. It's how these two people go at each other, but also gets in the psychology of it. They both had really, really shitty days, and so you kind of get to see how otherwise nice people get pushed to becoming, maybe at some point, murderers. I don't know. I haven't watched but a couple, 3 episodes, but yeah, it's fairly serious. Okay, everybody. Our first announcement of the evening, and we're going to actually dwell on this one a minute because I had so much fun Googling his IMDb page. But, yes, Mr. Kane Hodder is coming back to Scarefest 2023. So about half a dozen of you may now quit asking. Yes, he is not. This will be another year that he does not miss. But Kane, of course, Hatchet. He was in Daredevil. Oh, he didn't get credited. That's why. Okay. Anyway.
I didn't know that one.
But yeah, he played in like half a dozen of the Friday the 13th movies. You all know the story. Jason X, Hatchet, Victor Crowley, Jason Goes to Hell, Friday the 13th, Part 7. Now, y'all need to Google it. It's kind of fun. Who is the most famous Jason Voorhees actor? And Kane Hodder gets credit for that. But if you click on that, then I like the way Google changes all the questions, Chad, when that happens. Because then, the next one, is Kane Hodder a juggalo? Now, here's the answer. Here's the answer. And incidentally, this kind of threw me. Standing at 6 foot 3.5, which is 192 centimeters, but that sounded small to me. And then I realized, no, you're not bad at metric system. You're bad at math. That's almost 200 centimeters. That's 2 yards. 6 feet. So yeah, okay. He is best known for his portrayal of Jason in 4 films from the Friday the 13th series, parts 7 through 10. Hodder is a juggalo. No proof given, incidentally. No proof given. And has a customized Hatchet Man charm bearing a machete in reference to Jason Voorhees. What in that description would make... In other words, now I have to actually take Google at its word because it gave me no evidence. That... And I'm like, wait a minute, Juggalo, that's like Insane Clown Posse, right?
Yeah, that's like the clowns that follow him.
And okay, now where was one that? What defines a Juggalo? Juggalo is a fan of the rap duo Insane Clown Posse, and I just don't see. I might be wrong, Kane. You know I love you. You know you're allowed to reach out to me at any time, but I don't see Kane Hodder being into a rap duo.
Somebody says he has a Hatchet Man tattoo, so I guess.
Well, he was in the movie Hatchet.
Hatchet Man is the
I don't know.
logo of the Insane Clown Posse.
Ah, because they share a logo. Because they share it. That could be. Maybe that's what started it. But okay. I'm just saying he doesn't strike me as a type to like any type of music. Actually, what was he told us? Hard rock. He likes hard rock, but nothing. He refuses to dance. He has told me that.
I don't blame him, although I think I saw him dancing last year.
I'll tell you what, I saw him doing a lot of things one night after the whiskey tasting, aka day drinking. So anyway, so there. Okay, Kane Hodder. Now next up, Steve Nappy. Steve Nappy is joining Kane. Of course, you know Steve from Death House, Old 37, where he was actually in the beginning, because that's one with the ambulance. That's the one you wouldn't watch. Room 9, Checkpoint. Checkpoint is the one where they, as soon as he gets real screen time, they shoot him right between the eyes. Right between the eyes. So, anyway, but yeah, Steve Nappy, and he does have a children's book or two that he's written. So, Steve Nappy, but he is a big one. He's great with the fans. Fans love him.
One of the nicest guys you'll meet.
So, Steve Nappy, welcome to Scarefest. Now, here's one. Christopher Collette. Sleepaway Camp, of course. From that reunion, we're bringing in a whole bunch of that. We've got him from the Langoliers TV miniseries, who, oddly enough, I've actually watched. Manhattan Project. He was one of the Roller Boys. Prayer of the Roller Boys. Prayer of the Roller Boys. Don't ask me. I do not know anything about the Roller Boys. But I was told that I'd better mention the Roller Boys. Actually, Chad, this is probably a better announcement that many of our horror fans might realize. Although Sleepaway Camp being a classic, this guy has done like a buttload of anime and Pokemon movies and
oh wow,
yeah, a lot of he did apparently in in G.I. Joe Sigma 6, one of the cartoon adaptations. He did Duke, the voiceover for Duke, and also for a couple
the main role.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, apparently he's really big in that. So that might bring in some of the young folks.
Yeah, we may have quite a line for him then. I know the voiceover artist at Lexington Comic and Toy Convention always have a huge line. There's a huge following for the voiceover, so certainly he's going to get a big horror following with Sleepaway Camp and the Langoliers. I remember that one too. But he may bring in a bunch of anime fans too and get a crowd.
The only bad thing is, Chad, I pulled up his IMDb, and I have not heard of anything of any of these after 1997. And it's because I'm not into Pokemon or anime or. Now I have to admit I'm kind of disappointed. I missed the G.I. Joe series, but yeah, he's the Equalizer. He's been a lot of TV work, but main thing is Sleepaway Camp reunion. He's like third person, at least that we've got coming. That we get coming from that. So that's our third celebrity announcement of the evening. Guess how many entries I got in the movie festival, in the horror film festival, Chad? Guess how many we're up to?
I'm just gonna take a wild guess. 40.
55 as of this morning. 55. So I have watched maybe 12. So yeah, I gotta get back to work on that.
It went so well last year. I know everybody was real happy with the film festival. Everybody who participated.
I could watch more of them and get my judging done. The problem I got is the one thing I hate about my Roku TV. It doesn't have a browser. What type of idiot company has a smart TV, an internet TV, and you can't go on the internet?
I agree that's a problem. Most every channel you want to watch though has their own app, but I know
apparently
one doesn't.
Apparently Film Freeway doesn't, and I can watch it. I can take and plug my Fire Stick into my Roku TV, but I think just out of spite, I don't think it seems to be a little sluggish. Seems to be a little sluggish when I do that. But anyway, that's just inside baseball stuff. But the festival is still taking entries, and it's really looking promising this year. Full Moon Sisters Bazaar, April 29th through 30th. There will be no Central Kentucky Mystical Market in April. However, on the 29th through 30th, down on Southland Drive, go to that was a Shriners building, right? Yeah, Shriners building, 326 Southland Drive, Lexington, Kentucky. Full Moon Sisters Bazaar. Go to mamarubies.com, mamarubies.com for more information, or look them up on Facebook. Magical shopping and entertainment experience. Hey, Chad, you know why it's magical?
Enlighten me.
Because I'll be there. See, that'll be my return to the public. That'll be the first time most of y'all will have actually seen me in person in my bra that I still wearing.
And the building's the Olika Temple, so
yeah. And somebody in the chat room just said, yeah, okay, so, yeah, the other guy will be there. Whoever asked that, probably Shanna. But somebody said, is it true? I was told at Comic-Con that you guys are trying to have more of the Walking Dead cast. Yes, it is true that you were told that. See, you got to watch how you ask questions. But yeah, we announced one like last week. We've got a couple now, and we got more. Yes, we do have more on the docket. But
I was gonna say, I think there's 2 already announced, so we got a good start.
Okay, now to ask, I'm in Q&A, and I'm still in the middle of announcements. How do you join the Scarefest movies? Well, you don't actually join it until the Scarefest. Then we have an entire film festival. The best of the movies will be shown on the second floor. We're looking at, if you know anything about the convention center, it's room number 1. We are bringing them back from Lex Lab, though. We're just not getting the warm bodies to go over during the convention. Walk across the street, because God forbid y'all have to cross a street. I crossed that bitch like 20 times the first time I did it. Anyway, so we're having it in the convention center this year. It'll run during pretty much the entire convention, but it'll be right down the hallway on the second level, one level below the convention floor, into the hallway. Room number 1 is where we're planning on it. That could change. Central Kentucky Mystical Markets, their next dates are May 20th and 21st, and you've had plenty of time to see that on the screen. All right, next up, to close out our announcements, don't forget, if you want to speak at Scarefest through May 31st, we are taking speaker applications. We are still taking speaker applications through May 31st. And, so that's what I got for announcements, everybody. I hope that made you happy.
I don't know how you couldn't be. I mean, Kane's coming back.
And he still owes me a death. He threatened to kill me 3 years ago. So.
Oh, well. Yeah.
Almost missed his chance.
I think we've all.
He almost missed his chance. So, I got to watch Yellow Jackets. And I have to watch this movie, apparently, that, see, he also was, the Hayride to Hell movie. Has anybody seen Hayride to Hell? Hayride to Hell. I know Kane's in it.
I may have seen it a long time ago.
No, you didn't. It only came out in 2022.
Okay, now I'm thinking of something else then. No, I have not seen Hayride to Hell.
Oh, Hayride to Hell. Bill Moseley's in it. How was it? Somebody in the chat room's already said. that they've seen it. How was it? I want to know if it's worth me actually going out and digging it up.
It sounds like a good cast.
Devin says it was pretty good.
There you go. Thank you, Devin. Thank you. Hayride to hell. Hayride to hell. So yeah, I'm actually
That's
writing.
just
that
what
down.
we call feeding time at your farm.
Could be. I've decided, everybody. Now I'm still not going to be one of those people that tells everybody to quit smoking. Oh, by the way, stop by the booth in April at the bazaar, because I will be taking blood pressure, because I am going to be an asshole about that now. Get your blood pressure checked. And I've decided, just to freak my doctors out, I think I'm going to aim to do a 5K. What do you think?
I want to watch.
I'm pretty sure they won't let you do that with
Well, no, I mean,
your
after I
blonde.
come out of the bra. Now, I can't do a 5K packing this thing around. But I'm saying...
Sure you can.
No, this thing would... That would be... I think it would be an undoable handicap. Undoable.
I did a 5K. Now, you see, it's obviously been a while ago. I did a 5K on crutches. You can do it wearing a
Oh,
bra.
wow.
have to
I
think
did
about
never
that.
summer nights run on crutches one year.
But admit, okay, everybody, tell me what you think in the chat room. No one with a health nut. I've been for the last 40 years of my life smoking a pack a day and eating. And apparently, the bacon's what actually killed me, or tried to kill me. What would you do to watch? Now, I'd jog. I wouldn't run a 5K, but I would jog a 5K. What would you all do? How far would you go to see my gray fat ass in a 5K? Which, incidentally, if I trained for 5K, I probably wouldn't be quite as fat as I am now.
I don't know, but I think I can rig a remote control to that bra, and every time you slow down, we'll just hit you, speed you back up.
You know, if it wasn't for the gel packs, I might even let you do that. But man, those
Well, we can bypass that. I'll just get a cattle prod.
I've already got one of them. We just need fresh batteries.
I'm going to go. I'm going to see how things go in physical therapy and with my treadmill. I might just start go turn my Patreon back on, and y'all can watch me train for the 5K.
I'm sensing a Rocky montage.
Tracy's gonna fall up behind with a stretcher.
Well, now I'm not saying I wouldn't need it. I'm not saying I wouldn't need it.
These are the kind of life events that lead to marathon runners.
Yeah.
Nobody does that, sanely. It's always when something tragic happens and they have to try to change their lifestyle.
Yeah.
And they go too far.
Well, that's probably. But see, my thing, I have the best motivation. I just like rubbing people's noses and stuff, and them telling me that no, you have to wear your electric bra because your heart is just gonna stop in the middle of everything.
This time next year, you're going to be a marathon running vegetarian.
Not a chance. On the vegetarian part, who knows? Marathon. If I thought I could get good enough shoes for my, because I want to tell you, so far, the what do they call it, miracle foam, memory foam. I think it's done all it can do, Chad. You know what I mean?
You gotta get those air cushions now.
Somebody who gave me the encouraging words. Somebody actually is encouraging me.
Tracy.
Oh, is that Tracy?
Tracy has always got your back, baby.
Yeah, and I'm not going to become a vegan. Don't worry. I don't even like the smell of mowed grass. So anyway,
That's Jake.
Okay, Jake. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that part's not happening. But this one,
Ryan Boyd said, "Just walk your first marathon." We do that once a year at Scarefest.
Yeah. If I can make it through the Scarefest without absolutely hating everyone that attends, then I might have a chance. Yeah, that's, I don't even know how much we walked there, but I want something that I can actually cross the finish line and, yay. That, and if
I'm
I do
all for it, I'll motivate you.
that,
From a distance
and if I can do
iPhone app.
GoFundMe or Patreon, then if I can make money at it, even better. I actually one time thought about doing a Patreon where people could sponsor me to quit smoking, and I wish I'd done it now. I'd have money and not be wearing a purse. So
I think we can get sponsors to wear on the back of your shirt. No, at least pay for the dozens of pairs of shoes you're going to go through while you're training for a marathon. Although they might last longer if you're running in the fields.
No, they don't.
Concrete wears them out quicker.
FYI, I bought a new pair of shoes for Scarefest last year, and I liked the memory foam so much I went back and bought a pair of memory foam running shoes to wear on the farm. The running shoes are not holding up well. So, same price, same quality, allegedly, but no, it apparently walking on concrete is a little bit easier on your shoes than doing what we do. Okay, now I wish I'd followed this conversation. But it looks good with your shoes. I don't know. But anyway, I used to look really good in runner shorts. So I used to run. Now you mentioned it, but yeah, when I was young, before we got married, before her mom fattened me up by feeding me pork chops, I'd go to pick her up for a date. Pork chops every damn night.
And then you ran home when her dad got a hold of you.
Actually, I used to run. I never did run a 5K, but I did. I used to run 2 to 5 miles, depending on who was chasing me. Usually 2 miles. That was about as far. That's about as much time as I wanted to devote to it.
Well, you're almost to a 5K, so you're good to go.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. I can do this. I think I can do this, but I have absolutely got to find out a way to leverage it for money. We are going to do the Bonehead Weekly movie review. Review the movie that I've not even heard of, but if Joe does it, I'm sure it's a great one. Be right back.
Hey, Scarefest fans, this is Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly. I'm pimping my friends Wesley Gift and Bryce O'Quay's comic Hard Justice. Check out Hard Justice. Anyway, they gave me a really nice hat. This week, do you have a friend? Do you have a best friend? I got 2 best friends. They're really close, but one of them is my longest relationship. Outside of someone I'm related to, we've been together for over 20-some years. His name's Chad. If you're familiar with Bonehead Weekly, then you know that Chad is on the Boneheads with me. And Chad is the bald one with glasses. Well, the other 2 Boneheads have glasses. He's the actually, they're both the antisocial. Okay, they have a lot in common except for hair. Chad oftentimes disagrees with me, and I oftentimes disagree with Chad. That's the thing when it's kind of your brother. You just argue a lot. Thing is he suggests movies for me to review on this thing. And sometimes I hate them. And most of the time, I don't care for them. But he suggested something I never heard of. Never heard of. In fact, I don't even know how he found about it. This movie came out in 2020. And if you go on Hulu, the movie is on Hulu, if you have the Hulus. If you go on there, you can type in Hunter, and I'll tell you the name in a minute, and it doesn't even bring it up. You have to type it in twice. And finally, you find the movie from 2020, Hunter, Hunter. It's kind of a horror film, more of a thriller. I usually hate that word, but it is more of a thriller. And it's written and directed by a guy named Sean Linden. Sean Linden was an art director and production designer on several other films. And he has 2 or 3 films, low-budget films to his credit. Quite frankly, I'd never seen of him, never heard of him. And this movie stars Devon Sawa. Devon Sawa was huge in the early 2000s. Not a huge fan of him. And it has Nick Stahl, another actor in it who was huge 20 years ago. Not a huge fan, but I love both of them in this. The only person who is better than both of them in this is Camille Sullivan, who plays the mom, who is fantastic. This movie is called Hunter x Hunter. And I know I say this a lot, but I don't want to tell you too much because I want you to go into it blind. It's not Hunter times Hunter, which is some sort of anime. This movie's just called Hunter x Hunter, okay? Basically what it is this mom and dad, really patient wife, live out in the woods. They live off the grid and they trap furs. The husband traps animals for furs and they trade them in to get food for them and their daughter, who's kind of a tween. She's, 12, 11, 13, somewhere right around there. And they're living off the land in the deep woods. They don't really have any contact with anybody. One of the park rangers is driving an 85 Chevy. There's kind of throwouts to what time period this is. The director has said on record that 50% of this movie is fantasy and 50% of this movie is truth. I have a hard time believing that 50% of it's truth, but maybe it is. The fur business isn't doing as well. She'd like to move into the city, which is basically a small town, buy a house. He doesn't want to. They have a wolf outside that they're all scared of, and the wolf is back, and the wolf is kind of trying to track them, and they've got to take care of the wolf. There's a stranger that shows up hurt. And that's all I'm going to tell you. I hate using the word slow build because it sounds negative. This is a slow build as in it is a character study, okay? These actors are doing the best that they can. This movie is so well acted. The only complaints I have about it is that it is low budget, but that's not a complaint. The budget with the music and a few other things, especially at the end, it hinders it somewhat, but not much actually. It works really well, and the performances just raise it up, and the director does a great job, and the writing's good. The other complaint is, and you'll see this towards the end of it, the metaphors, they're going to leave bruises on your head. They hit so hard. But past that, past the metaphors and past all that, this is a lovely little thriller, and it is quite horrific in the last 10 minutes. And the last 5 or 6 are kind of a gut punch. And there's a shot with the skinning at the end. There's not a lot of blood in this movie. So if you're looking for blood and guts, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you're looking for a 90-minute film that you've never even heard of, trying to do a deep dive of a thriller of what are they going to do, how are they going to get out of this situation, then definitely check out Hunter x Hunter on Hulu. The acting is fantastic in it. Seriously, the writing and directing is good. It's beautifully shot. Camille Sullivan. Whoa, never heard of her, but I am now going to do a deep dive on her career. She's a Canadian actress. I just loved this movie. I really liked it. It's been Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly. Check out Hunter x Hunter on Hulu.
And welcome back, everybody, to the final few moments of Scarefest Television. I like saying it like that because then when Google does the closed captioning, they spell it S-K-E-E-R, Scarefest. They have done that to me before. Everybody, this has just been what we're doing tonight until I can get some guests lined up. This is what you're going to be stuck with, is just me having a good time bitching about my doctors and all that stuff. But it is what it is. And I had something else I was going to bring up. Adrian, by the way, Adrian Elder, welcome to the chat room. Everybody, yes, the lovely and talented Adrian Deacons Elder did make her appearance tonight just in time to see Joe's movie review. So
she came to see you.
Well, that's what she says.
Now
that
she's texting you.
Yeah. Actually, it is her. Okay. Yeah. They're talking about stuff. Anyway, so we'll be back next week. Don't know what we'll be doing. I am staff. If you're in here, our staff. Hey, by the way, if you want to volunteer, go ahead and fill out an application. And if you're in question what to volunteer for, just volunteer for the media group. We'll find some place for you. That's my table. But we have a Zoom meeting Sunday. So we'll be fine. I don't know what we're going to be talking about at the Zoom meeting because it's over my pay grade. And Chad, you won't be there?
I won't be there. I'll be out of town, so I actually have to
Aw.
work Sunday.
Oh,
So
I I thought it was gonna be pretty Sunday when they first announced the date, and I'm like, yeah, I got a lot of shit to be done. But no, it's supposed to be it still might be decent Sunday, but they are talking about it being cooler and possibly even rainy. So
it's a Zoom meeting, so you can put your phone in your pouch there and put headphones in and keep doing your work.
oh, I know what I was gonna. Final thing I want to talk about in the show. I'm gonna go on record in saying I used to make a joke that I wondered how many of the government satellite videos there were on servers of me taking a pee outdoors. I officially know now that there is a video of me taking a piss. We installed security cameras on my house recently, and the bathroom was occupied this morning, so I had to go out in the side yard. And that's the advantage of living in the country, is when you in the summertime. And I got to think after I went out and peed, I thought, oh yeah, there's a security camera right behind me.
It's probably on Discord now.
It's all it takes is one disgruntled Roku employee to out me. But so anyway, I just thought I'd share that with everybody. So
Someday I'll just get a hold of your phone. I know how to change the settings to make that broadcast 24 hours for anybody who wants to check in on you.
do you really? Because I can't figure out how to do anything but download it. They don't have an actual web interface, and so I'm just saying, if you actually know how to do that, you'll have to show me.
It depends
something.
on the thing, but yeah, mine is monitorable 24 hours a day through my phone app. And
Well,
for
yeah, mine
anybody
is
else
too.
I want to give access to.
Yeah, mine is too, but I actually want I guess I could share it, but I want to actually be able to embed it. Yeah.
In your webpage?
Yeah.
Well, put it on the Scarefest webpage. Everybody can check on Wes throughout the day.
Yeah. Okay, we've heard about yeah. I've talked about everything now. Bowel movements, piss. I'm just a sharing guy. Yes, I like to. It's. I create an intimacy with my viewers that very few hosts can reach.
Holding that sort of stuff in creates stress. We can't
That's
have you
right.
stressed out, so you gotta get it all out, Wes.
That's right.
Physically and emotionally.
That's where I am in my life, everybody. Incidentally, see y'all at the 5K. How many people in the chat room would pay like $2 a month to watch me train for a 5K? Just out of curiosity.
I think you could get about $3 just to see you in those runner shorts. So
There you go. Nicole Griffith would pay. There you go. That's all that matters right there.
yeah, of these people, how many actually paid for the Patreon when you had that?
Nicole Griffith did. She paid twice because she forgot how to log in the first time. And that's what you do when you have money. You just pull out another credit card and say, fuck it. I'll join twice. Well, anyway, everybody, we'll see you next week. And here's the deal, Nicole. If I run a 5K, Brandon has to at least quit smoking. That's I don't expect him to run the 5K with me, but he has to at least do that because your daughter deserves a father when she walks down the aisle with somebody who acts like me, because that's the type of girl that she will attract, or type of boy she will attract. Some jerk like me. You know that. So everybody, we'll see you next week. Good night.
Night.